Oh, this is gonna be crazy. That was great. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of SpraynPray1000's Verdict. Now this episode is actually the logical follow-up to a last episode, and the last episode was Grand Theft Auto 5, okay? Now pretty much, I said to myself, obviously, Grand Theft Auto 5, when it was released, only came out initially with the story mode. So, it's only fair that now that the multiplayer has been out and I've played some of it, I've dicked around with my friends on it, that I actually, give my thoughts on it and kind of give like a second part to this review. So, what exactly is Grand Theft Auto Online, which is the online component of GTA 5? Okay, Grand Theft Auto Online is, as it suggests, an online version of Grand Theft Auto 5, but here's the difference. The difference being is that it's more of an MMO style gameplay is what they claim to advertise it as. Grand Theft Auto Online allows for 16 players to pretty much free roam anywhere in Los Santos, which is the setting for Grand Theft Auto 5. It is, as of right now, because they're constantly adding more stuff to it, Grand Theft Auto Online is pretty much the same map as it is in GTA 5. However, there's tons of missions to do. Not only that, but just playing around and messing around and screwing around with your friends. That's going to lead to some interesting, conclusions, I guess, with between you and your friends. Doing all this different stuff, driving cars, shooting each other. There's basic team deathmatch. There's a bunch of competitive multiplayer modes. This is pretty much like the biggest online component they've ever put in a GTA game, and it really comes through, when you actually sit down and play GTA Online. So, for example, whereas the multiplayer in GTA 4 was kind of, I'd say unorganized, whereas, it was pretty much done through the cell phone in the single player part of the game, and it was very weird and very awkward and not well done. This multiplayer has, definitely been redefined, re-envisioned. You have free roam. It's pretty much, and I'll say this, and I'll say, like this, it's pretty much a merger between Max Payne 3's Cruise and multiplayer, like actual competitive multiplayer. A merger between Max Payne's multiplayer, Red Dead's free roam, and Grand Theft Auto 4's setting. So pretty much when you play that, you feel like you're playing all three of those games, the best parts of each distilled and, basically combined into a whole new game. So now, just by itself, I don't need to talk much about the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty much very similar to GTA 5, so if you want to listen to the gameplay, just go watch the GTA 5 review, because it's literally the same thing almost. And pretty much, they say that they're going to add, a whole bunch of stuff to it. They give us all these promises, and we'll see what happens with that. They say, that they're going to add more missions and the heists, the heists from the single player. They're going to add more of those into the multiplayer review, or into the multiplayer component. So you're able to do heists with your friends and all this other stuff. And we'll have to see what goes on with that. I don't know how much of that I'll actually be around to play, because I'm playing other games. I don't have time to, sit around on GTA the whole time. And to be honest, GTA Online doesn't interest me that much. It is still a fun experience. I did have fun playing it, 2 days ago with my friends, but it's not something I realistically can see myself playing a lot of, just simply because I have, all the other games I want to play. But just to keep this review short and sweet, what do I think about it? I think the missions are, good, but here's the thing. The missions are pretty much, from the campaign. They go along a similar basis to the campaign. It's pretty much go here, do X, Y, and Z. The real fun comes when you play with your friends. You have to coordinate with your friends. And, while you can play some of the missions by yourself, it doesn't really add, it doesn't benefit you in any way to do so. And, some of these missions have, like, a lot of the components from the single player. So really it's just kind of a reworking of a lot of the stuff you've already seen, in a multiplayer setting. Obviously the races are, a bit different, a bit revamped. And obviously because the driving's better, they're more fun. You have planes and stuff and whatnot. But later on, apparently they're going to add creator tools. You could freely drop stuff in and out. I don't know how that's going to work. All this stuff, we don't know how it's going to work because it hasn't come out yet. And, they haven't really released any details. They just promised it. So at the moment, and at the time of writing or at the time of reviewing, I can't really say much for it. A brief drink. So what would I ultimately give GTA Online? Just a preliminary score, because again, this is going to change over time. But as of right now, like, what would I give it? I'd give it an 88, okay? An 88 out of 100. And the reason I give it that is, well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, because it wasn't exactly delivered to us in working condition on the day it was promised, okay? That of course, is, a major flaw with Rockstar in general. Doesn't mean that the game itself is bad. Now the game is fine. Now GTA Online works fine. Everyone can connect to it. Everyone can dick around in it. Everyone can do something with it. Now they can do that. Before, on the other hand, they were unable to do that. That was not possible because the servers were messed up. The massive load was just not working for Rockstar, and they promised us it would be working. They had 2 weeks, to kind of figure out how things were going to go down, and they kind of just dropped the ball. And ultimately, most people couldn't even get on. Some people's characters were being deleted. So there were definitely a lot of problems initially with GTA 5 Online. Now, that being said, it's still good. It's still a quality product, and it's still worth a purchase all by itself. You know what I mean? Just the $60. Either way, you pay for the multiplayer or the single player. Each is worth $60 because of the amount of detail and stuff that has gone into it. The single player of the game, I feel, though, is still really the meat of the game. That's still really where the best experience is, in my opinion. Just because of the fact that, it has such a great story, such a great narrative, such diverse stuff. And it does a lot of stuff really well, you know what I mean? Although there is some stuff left to be desired, it still is a very good package. However, obviously most people bought this for the multiplayer, play with their friends and stuff. So, unfortunately, the single player might get overlooked or might not get the credit it's due. So, that's what I have to say about GTA Online. I know this is definitely one of the shortest verdicts I've done. But that's because you got to understand, most of this verdict is based off of what happened in Grand Theft Auto 5. So, pretty much that's what I would give GTA Online. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. So, take care, and hopefully you enjoyed it.